Over the most recent 150 years or somewhere in the vicinity, mankind has made incredible steps in the improvement of medication and clinical innovation. Despite the fact that a considerable number of ailments and contaminations are as yet hopeless, we discover unquestionably increasingly about the study of ailment, the genuine idea of sickness, than at some other time in our history. Here is a rundown of 5 such diseases, which have astounded and dumbfounded the specialists of the over a significant time span the same. 1. The nodding head syndrome. Equipped for causing both physical and mental incapacities, the nodding disease a fierce plague described by the seizures endured by its casualties. They are compelled to gesture their heads convulsively, the fit so serious that it keeps the contaminated individual from eating or sleeping. In spite of the fact that the seizures are awkward and terrifying, the genuine nodding condition originates from the hindering of development. When casualties are contaminated, they are forever and totally hindered, both in body and brain. 2. Dromomania. Dromomania was a recorded mental finding whose essential manifestation was an overwhelming inclination to erratically meander, travel, or walk. Now and again alluded to as obsessive travel sickness in later years, dromomania was a brief and baffling scourge that struck France in the late 19th century. Fascinatingly, the illness evaporated similarly as clinical experts were planning to contemplate it. 3. The West Bank fainting epidemic. In 1983, a schoolgirl in the Palestinian town of Rabaa found herself coughing uncontrollably and unable to breathe. The girl who had passed out afterwards was taken to the hospital. Inside hours, different young ladies in the school were sticking to this same pattern, and inside weeks, in excess of 500 individuals over a few distinct towns on the West Bank were experiencing indistinguishable manifestations. In any case, what was the reason? Be that as it may, when the CDC examined the school grounds where the malady had begun, they discovered just a follow measure of hydrogen sulfide, a gas regularly delivered by ineffectively kept restrooms. Could a messy latrine in a young ladies' school have caused an episode which hit many individuals? Or then again, was there something different in Rabaa that day? 4. The Caracas meteorite sickness. Near 12 p.m. on a September night in 2007, a meteorite dropped with Earth close to the Peruvian outskirt with Bolivia. Named after the town of Caracas, the nearest settlement to the effect site, the meteorite surprised the individuals who were sufficiently close to observe it. In the outcome of the accident, many local people gallivanted out to observe the seething survives from the meteorite. Inside days, upwards of 100 of those local people various symptoms were observed in these people. A few researchers, for example, Luis Macedo, have contended that the water uncovered by the effect was debased with arsenic and that the steam moving from the cavity was really noxious gas. But others, for example, the Peruvian Geophysics Institute's Jose Achitsuka, have called attention to that it would be exceptionally far-fetched that a meteorite would be sufficiently hot to make such a lot of bubbling steam. For what it's worth, we may never know reality of the Caracas shooting star ailment. 5. The June bug epidemic. The June bug epidemic refers to an incident in year 1962 when a worker in a textile mill in the USA claimed to have been bitten by some sort of dangerous insect. Convinced that the latest batch of fabric that the mill had received from England was infested with creepy critters, the woman refused to go back to work. She complained of headaches, dizziness, and a painful rash. Before long, more than 20 of her colleagues were also insisting that they had been bitten by the elusive June bug. Naturally, the factory was shut down for investigation, and authorities from the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, in Atlanta were dispatched to manage the flare-up. In any case, amazingly, they could discover zero proof that such an animal even existed. The well-being examiners discovered just 2 gnawing creepy crawlies in the whole plant, neither of which could have caused the side effects portrayed by the laborers.